Okay, so we've all been there, right? Walking through our favorite store. But how often do we actually, stop and think about the person who makes sure all those shelves are stocked and everything runs smoothly?
Right.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into the world of a shop manager, going way beyond just what we see, to uncover what this job is really all about.
Yeah, it's definitely more than meets the eye.
And to guide us on this little journey, we're using insights from RoleCatcher.
A fantastic platform, by the way. It's designed to, give job seekers a real edge.
Totally. So the RoleCatcher guide, it gives us the rundown on the basics. You've got customer service, inventory, sales, all that good stuff. But I have a feeling, and I think you'll agree with me, there's got to be more to it than just those bullet points.
Oh, absolutely. It is so much more dynamic than just ticking off boxes on a checklist.
Yeah, give us a sense of that. What's it really like?
Okay, so imagine like a brand new shop manager, fresh out of training. 1 minute they're like knee-deep in inventory spreadsheets, and the next they're coaching a new employee on how to handle a tough customer return.
Oh, wow. Talk about a crash course in multitasking.
Tell me about it. And it just gets, more intense as they climb the ladder. Suddenly they're wrestling with budgets, analyzing why those polka dot sweaters just aren't selling.
They have to figure that out.
Oh, yeah, that's their job. And then on top of that, they need to keep their finger on the pulse of new trends. What's going to be hot next season?
So it's kind of like being a conductor of an orchestra, but instead of instruments, they're managing products and people and all those ever-changing customer demands and expectations.
100%. That's a great way to put it. And don't forget about the whole technology piece, too.
Oh, right. Of course, in this day and age.
Online shopping, social media, all that's become absolutely essential for a shop manager. They can't just ignore the digital world.
Makes sense. So they need to be as comfy navigating the online world as they are with the layout of their physical store.
Exactly. Adaptability is key here. Today's shop manager has to be a constant learner to stay ahead of the game.
Okay, so we've established it's no walk in the park. It's challenging for sure, but also sounds pretty rewarding, especially when you look at the pros that RoleCatcher highlights. Like there's leadership opportunities, the power to make decisions, and a ton of potential for growth.
Hmm.
Pretty enticing, right?
Oh, for sure. For the right person with the right, mindset and skill set, it can be incredibly fulfilling. But let's be real, every job has its downsides.
True, true.
RoleCatcher also points out some pretty big cons, and long hours are definitely at the top of that list.
Yeah, it's not your typical 9 to 5, is it?
Not at all. The retail world is fast-paced, constantly changing, so shop managers often end up putting in a lot of extra time, especially during those peak seasons or if any unexpected problems come up.
And speaking of problems, the guide mentions that dreaded dealing with difficult customers part.
Oh, it's unavoidable in this role. And it really emphasizes how important customer service is. They're the face of the store, so they need those skills to handle tricky situations with grace and, stay professional.
It's definitely not all smiles and ringing up sales, that's for sure. And yeah, when you bring in the people management, the leadership stuff, it's clear this role needs some serious people skills.
Oh, totally. And think back to those career stage examples.
Right.
A shop manager might start with a small team, but as they move up, they can be overseeing multiple departments, each with their own, dynamics and personalities to juggle.
Yeah, it adds a whole other layer of complexity.
Exactly.
It really highlights how this isn't just working the register. Okay, so speaking of skills, let's get into how someone even lands a shop manager job in the first place. The academic pathways section, that kind of surprised me.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
It didn't have that you need this one specific degree kind of vibe.
That's true. A business or retail management degree, that might seem like the obvious path, but they list other degrees too.
Yeah, what else?
Marketing, finance, even hospitality management, those were all in there.
So you're telling me my hospitality management degree, that could be my ticket to running a clothing store.
Hey, you never know.
Wild. What do you think they're looking for with those different backgrounds?
Adaptable thinkers. People who can roll with the punches, Retail's fast-paced, always changing, so they need folks who can handle that. And bring a fresh perspective to problems.
Right, right.
It's not just about knowing how to, organize inventory or make the displays look pretty.
Yeah.
It's about getting customer behavior, understanding those market trends, and having that entrepreneurial spark to drive sales.
Yeah, to make the store really thrive.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's good news for people thinking about switching careers, wondering if their background even fits.
Totally.
But even with the right degree or experience, the knowledge and learning section, that really stresses that shop managers, they got to be constantly learning, right?
Oh, absolutely. The retail world, it's changing so fast.
It's crazy how fast it moves.
Think about online shopping, how
Mhm.
that's totally changed how people shop. A shop manager can't just rely on foot traffic anymore.
Oh, for sure not.
They need to be just as good with e-commerce, social media marketing, even SEO. Got to make sure their store pops up when people search online.
It's like being invisible online. That's almost worse than not having a physical store these days.
Right. That's a whole other world to manage.
So it's about staying ahead of the curve, being like agile and informed, always adapting to those new technologies.
Yep.
Are there any specific resources or certifications that the guide recommends for that, for keeping up to date?
Yeah, they actually mention a couple key certifications. One's the Retail Management Certificate from the American Management Association,
Hmm.
and then there's the Certified Retail Leader credential from the National Retail Federation.
Okay, those sound pretty legit.
They're like gold stars on a resume. It shows you're serious about your career. They get the industry's best practices.
So it signals to potential employers like, hey, I'm invested in this.
Exactly. I'm not just here for a
Right.
paycheck. I'm here to learn and grow.
I like it. And what about actual experience? How much does that matter compared to, say, a fancy degree?
Practical experience. Oh, that is absolutely key. In fact, the Getting Started section, it actually emphasizes hands-on experience just as much, maybe even more so, than a formal education.
So someone with years of experience, say they worked as a cashier, moved up through different departments, they've got a head start even without a big degree.
Exactly. That real-world knowledge is gold. Remember those career profiles we talked about?
Yeah.
Each day, they didn't just list skills, but what you actually achieved, like successfully launched this new product line or boosted customer satisfaction scores by 15%. Those are the things hiring managers really notice.
It's about proving what you can do, not just saying it.
Exactly. Show, don't tell.
Love it. We've covered a lot about the shop manager role itself, but let's shift gears a bit and talk more about RoleCatcher itself. How can their platform help our listeners out there, navigate this whole job market? It seems like RoleCatcher is a true job seeker's best friend.
Totally.
And not just for aspiring shop managers either. It's more than just like those really in-depth career guides, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, way more. Think of it like having your own, career coaching team, but, right there at your fingertips.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so break it down for me and for our listeners. What can RoleCatcher do for someone who's, maybe feeling a little lost in the job hunting world?
Okay, so picture this. You scored an interview for a shop manager position, right?
Okay, nerve-wracking but exciting.
Exactly. So you're excited, but also probably a little nervous.
Totally.
Well, RoleCatcher, they've got this cool feature. It's like interview prep on steroids, almost like having a crystal ball for those interview questions.
Oh, no more staying up late Googling common interview questions the night before.
Nope. They've got a massive database of interview questions, and get this, they're all tailored to the specific role and industry.
Wow, that's amazing.
So you can practice your answers, get comfy talking about your experience, and walk into that interview feeling way more confident.
That is a game changer. Now, what about those AI-powered features? I've heard whispers about those.
Oh, yeah. Their AI-powered resume builder is, seriously next level.
Okay, tell me more.
So instead of blasting out the same generic resume to everyone, RoleCatcher helps you tailor it for each job you apply for.
Oh, smart.
The AI, it digs through the job description, pulls out those keywords, highlights the right skills. Basically, it makes sure your application gets noticed.
So it's like a marketing pro, but for your career.
I love it.
Okay, well, what else sets RoleCatcher apart from like those typical job boards?
One thing I really dig is their job board aggregation.
Okay, what's that?
So instead of wasting time, clicking through a million different websites, RoleCatcher pulls in all those job postings from tons of different places.
Oh, that's so convenient.
Right. Saves you a ton of time and energy.
Right.
And on top of that, they have tools for networking, building those connections, even mapping out your dream career path.
Okay, so it's about the long game, not just the quick job hunt.
Exactly. It's about taking the reins of your career and really owning it.
I like that a lot. So for anyone listening who's feeling that pull towards shop management or maybe just wants to step up their job search, RoleCatcher sounds like a great place to start.
100%. Their insights and All those resources, they can make all the difference no matter what your career goals are,
Well, this has been awesome. We really pulled back the curtain and saw what it takes to be a shop manager. It's way more than most people realize.
for sure. It's this unique blend of leadership, business smarts, and that, genuine passion for creating a fantastic customer experience.
Mm.
It's not easy, but it's definitely rewarding.
As we wrap up our deep dive today, here's a little something to think about. We've gone through all the ins and outs of being a shop manager, but how does it resonate with you? What gets you excited about a leadership role? Think about it. And until next time, happy job hunting, everyone.